Till, it's great to have you here in Australia with us at N Festival and at the Bend, which is very special. How did you get to Hyundai and get to your current role?
I started working for Hyundai for the German market in end of 2016, and actually this is also where I got into racing, because we started racing the TCR Germany with Team Engstler, and we were in the first year we were second, and the following 2 years we won the championship.
Wow!
So it was quite exciting, and also in that time, and that's why we started racing TCR with the i30 N, which it is called in Germany.
Yeah.
We launched it in October 17, and we had the first 100 customers we invited to the Nürburgring with their own car. So they went to the Nürburgring, got there. We had a track day for 2 days. Invited them for a wonderful event, just like here today.
Similar to
yeah, very similar, very similar.
So
we didn't call it N Festival back in the day.
What was it called?
It was just called, honestly,
Come to the Track.
Come to the Track. We called it N Track Day. That was what it was called.
Yep.
We called it. We took it the pure first track day which we ever held. So they got a signature badge which they put on the dashboard in their car from Albert Biermann, and we had dinners, we drove, we had track days, we had some competitions, so it was quite fun. And then of course we had the celebration lap at the end. We had 100 cars on the Nordschleife, made many photos, many good memories. So this is how I came to Hyundai, and this is what I came to N for.
Wow.
Because I'm from the marketing side of things.
Yeah.
We were building marketing platforms with the N Day. We had our first N Day last year with the launch of the Kona N and the Elantra N. And then I came in 2020 beginning, I relocated to Seoul, to headquarters. And I'm now responsible for the N brand and Motorsports. So our Motorsports unit close to Frankfurt, Alzenau, with around 260 people. Racing Rally, WTCR, ETCR, so we're all very close. I go frequently to Germany to meet my colleagues. And in Seoul I have around 35 people, very passionate, very dedicated for building this brand, and then seeing that we're doing track days like this.
Yeah.
We celebrate the N birthday every 15th of September of every year, because this is when we launched the N brand. That was before I joined Hyundai.
We celebrated out here too.
Yeah,
we're trying to make it a public holiday for all Australians,
It will
but
come one day.
maybe just for enthusiasts.
It will come one day.
I guess so. Considering that Hyundai is, and particularly the N brand, is new to performance cars or the performance market. What does the N brand mean to Hyundai? From your point of view and from your team's point of view, to the I guess the whole company.
Well, frankly speaking, it's a fun brand, so it emotionalizes the entire Hyundai brand overall. If I'm a bit more academic and look at the numbers, we have customers which are 14 years younger than the overall Hyundai customer.
Wow.
We have more affluent customers, so people like to spend things on high performance, and they love their cars. They're very passionate, and we are passionate as well. So whenever we recruit employees or have new colleagues, they have to have this car passion, and especially high performance oriented. So this is what we want to do. We listen to our customers. We really saw that they create their own social media communities and their own car meets. So this is what we tap into, and this is what we do every day. This is our life, our lifestyle, our mindset.
And have you noticed that not only, well, for us, I know out here, there's a lot of community, there's a lot of organized track days and meets with owners locally. Is that the same overseas as well? Does that happen?
Yes, many times.
Wow.
Whenever we launched the N brand in Middle East last year, and even there's people gathering, and they love high performance. So, and We launched the Kona N and the Elantra N end of 21 in the US. We went to California, and then we just bumped in accidentally into a car meet.
Really?
Where there's a lot of people with their beautifully tuned cars, not only N's of course, but many other cars, which and they were highly appreciating our new N brand over there as well.
And obviously, in this current market and climate, things are changing from combustion to electric and other forms of, engines. How does that change? How does all that scope change with electric cars moving forward? Because we've obviously got some special cars here this weekend, and Hyundai is having a big push in electric and hydrogen. But how does that change with electric cars moving forward?
It changes quite a lot, and it's a challenge for the entire industry, I believe. And we have our N brand permit, our product permit, which starts with Motorsports, and then translate over our rolling labs into the N production models. So this year we had the second N day at first in Buchan in Korea, then we had a follow-up with the N film, like a public live streaming, and we had a N exclusive experience at the Bilsterberg racetrack in Germany.
Sure.
And we presented the two rolling labs, N Vision 74 and what we drive today here, the RN22E. And this is the answer of how we would like to keep fun to drive also in the electrified era. We keep the N brand very, very pure with our three pillars of N performance, racetrack capability, first of all, corner rascal and everyday sports car. So we will not change anything when it comes to EV. We would like to keep the fun to drive and try everything to make an electrified vehicle as cornering, as safe of course, but the movement of the car just as fun and just as exciting as in the combustion era.
Well, I think I speak for not only myself but everyone else when we say that's good to hear. It's music to our ears as enthusiasts moving forward. Australia, now, have you been here before? And now that you are here for this event, what are your impressions of our version of the Nürburgring event, our N Festival?
Well, it's a great racetrack. It's quite new, as I've learned. I'm the first time in Australia.
It is your first time?
It is my first time.
Did you enjoy the flight?
The flight was 10 hours, but there's no jet lag because from Seoul to Sydney and then Adelaide is just a difference of 1.5 hours. So actually, everything is fine. Not horrible at all. It's quite nice. It's summer.
Yes.
When I flew out, it was -degrees, and now we have 30 degrees, and then I think it's getting a little hotter tomorrow. So very nice people indeed as well. Very relaxed. Very passionate about N.
Yep.
The community is great. It's the third most important market for N worldwide, right after the US and Europe. So for us, great.
Economy of scale with numbers and whatnot.
Economies of scale is what it's all about at the end, to be as affordable as we are now. Also in the electrified era, of course, and I'm enjoying every discussion and talk I have with the enthusiasts.
Well, I guess even just speaking now, clearly you've got a passion for cars. What do you love about cars and driving itself?
Well, one question was, who would I love to drive with?
Who do you love to drive with? Okay,
my first answer was actually, you have to drive these N cars by yourself, so you can fully concentrate. I'm happy to be with you in this car. And second of all, my second answer to add on this was, if I had to take someone, I would like to take an enthusiast and a racer, and that's what you are.
Wow, okay.
So that's wonderful.
So
you fit absolutely.
Okay, so
Please
you can keep
stay.
the door locked, so I'll keep it closed. I take no offense then.
But it's so much fun to feel how you interact with the car when it's speeding, when it's cornering, and the interaction between man and machine. This is what it's all about, and it's so much fun to have the N-grin shift. I hope you can hear it on the audio.
Let me tell you, the first thing he did when he got in, before he pushed the start button, was push the N button.
It is just great. It is just great.
Yeah. All right, so let's get on to motor racing. Hyundai's involved in the WRC, the World Rally Championship, and TCR.
Yes.
Do you see those two I guess, categories as the best options to showcase N and Hyundai in its cars? Are they the two best avenues to go racing for Hyundai?
Absolutely. We want to be very close to our customers. That's why we race with the cars we actually can sell. And you can see during a motorsports event or a racing series, naturally we're driving the i20 WRC Coupe and in the rally.
Yeah.
So lots of technologies, we originate from there, come from our rolling labs and go back into the end production models. And with TCR, of course, it's the Elantra N, we call it here the i30 sedan N.
Yep.
In Korea it's called also Elantra, the Avante N, and in the US Elantra. So yes, it's the closest to our customers, they can relate to it, and they see their passion racing in series, competing against the best competitors in the world. And we have passionate drivers and racers who actually convey that emotion.
Certainly. How do you, so with WRC this year, they've gone electrified somewhat. How has that transition to hybrid been for WRC?
It's been a challenge at first, especially for the drivers with 100 horsepower or more.
Yes.
For a quick push to another limit actually.
Yeah.
To see how the racing pattern changes and how this applies to the different rally stages. That was a challenge at first. In the middle of the year, we were quite competitive and durability and performance of the car improved highly. So for us, although we didn't win either the manufacturer or the driver championship, it was the most podiums, the most rallies won, but unfortunately we still didn't make a win.
So I guess for next year, 23, the aim is to...
We are prepared, we're coming back. The team, of course, is already testing. Japan was highly successful, podium first and second in WRC1, but also WRC2. So to win as a Korean or as a Korean manufacturer in Japan is always very powerful and
Yes.
very, very nice.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I'm not a rally driver, so I won't be asking any questions about rally and how I can get over there. It's way too scary for me. I'm TCR, that's what we like. In TCR, the Elantra N, or as you say, what we call it, the Sedan N, it won the WTCR series this year and the Italian Championship, which Albert was just telling me that it's the most competitive TCR championship
Yes,
in
it is.
the world. Very close in behind is Australia, I'm going to say.
It's very competitive
Yes,
as well.
very. How do you assess the performance of the new car, the Elantra N Sedan N, in TCR?
The Elantra N is just amazing. What we see worldwide in the US and Europe, here in Australia, also in Korea, is phenomenal. The performance is breathtaking. We have won the IMSA championship in the US. Here in Australia, we're very successful.
We won the team's championship this
Ye-
year,
yes.
Manufacturers Cup.
Yes,
Very
wonderful.
important.
Congratulations once again.
Yep, it was all me.
Yes, of course. The 24 hours race we will enter again with the TCR cars.
Yep.
So the performance is great. WTCR we won with Mikkel Ascona this year. So we're highly satisfied. We will keep continuing racing also the WTCR World Tour next year.
Yes.
And it's confirmed that Bathurst will be one of the stops for the World Tour of TCR. So we'll see each other again in Australia next year.
We will. I'm sorry you have to come and maybe do this again with me in the car.
Oh, I would love to. You're my favorite passenger.
Ah, this guy.
Well, why don't we switch and you'll drive me around?
No, you'd sack me. That'd be my last Hyundai race. So, with the World Tour coming here, obviously different format next year for WTCR, it's the World Tour. There's the Bathurst round, and then there's going to be one more, which hasn't been confirmed yet, but
Might be soon.
That might be confirmed soon. Does Hyundai as a brand like the new format? Do they support the idea, and what are your thoughts on it?
We like racing, so the format is quite interesting because it has a ranking system.
Yep.
And it takes a lot more drivers the possibility to win the race. And there will be at the end a final where the 60 most successful races over the season of local and regional TCR races will be participating. So I'm looking forward to it.
Do you know my world ranking?
Do you have one yet?
Do I have one? Is the Pope a Catholic?
Is there one?
What do you mean?
Well, let's repeat that question.
Now that we've driven in and around the bend, what's one thing as Vice President of N-Brand and Motorsport, what is one thing that drives you around the bend?
I have to say what drives me crazy is that I don't have enough time to be at more track days like this, to be honest.
Good answer.
And because I think, or I know there's so many passionate people out there for N. And then this is what we see in every market with our employees and colleagues. They really put themselves into it and invite our enthusiasts to these wonderful events. And I would love to go to every single one of them, but it's just not possible. So yeah, we are continuing on this road and make our enthusiasts happy. The good thing about Hyundai is that a lot of executives, management, the people who are in charge are actually visiting the track days because they know N is important and high performance is a passion. And this actually makes me very happy.
Well, Till, what I can say, and our viewers will be very happy to hear, is that right at the top of the company where you are one of us. You're an enthusiast, and it gives us great pleasure knowing that one of us is calling the shots. So great to have you. Thank you for what you've done for the brand and what you're continuing to do, and I look forward to catching up in a scenario like this again shortly, and maybe over in Germany.
Wonderful.
Cool.
Thank you very much. That was wonderful talking to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Till.
Thanks.